Okay, so for you to be able to update the repository on AfriScholar, you're going to need to work with the CV of the scholar that you're working with. So in this case, you're going to upload at least one or two. I'm going to upload at least one or two to AfriScholar so we can see how it plays out. Now, what you need to do is to first of all open the CV of the person you're going to be working with. So I'm going to open a CV of somebody in my system. Okay, and find the CV of the scholar. Two ways to find a CV of the scholar is either you go to the scholar's website. The scholar's website, you can find them on AfriScholar. If you go to AfriScholar, just type on your browser www.afrischolar.net. When you do, you now go to where you have the knowledge bases. Click on where you have knowledge bases. You will see a couple of sites there. So you scroll down, you can see a list of names there. Alright, so you just check, just type the person's name here, just select here first, either the title, first name, last name, department or institution. Then you now type in the person's name and search. If the person has been configured, you will see the person's details. When you click on where you have link, it will take you to the person's personal site where you can be able to access, and either you download the person's CV or you just navigate to publications page direct. On that publications page, you're going to see all of the person's publications, and you can work with it. You can even download them and re-upload them, but I would have given you the downloads already. But in case the one I've given to you is not complete or doesn't have the file you're looking for, and it's on the person's site, you can download it. So whatever happens, you're going to have to find the CV of the person or work with the person's site or get in touch with me to find the person's CV for you in my archive. So in this person's case, I already have the CV in my system, but I have to pull the list of the ones that he wants. Okay, let's not go into this right now. Okay, so this is the repository. This is the repository, and this is the scholar's CV. Now, what we want to do is we want to upload the scholar's publication to this repository. So what we need to do is to find the person's publication. So these are the person's publications. These are the person's publications are here on my system. Let me just show you briefly so you can. So I'll just show you briefly my screen. Let me show you the screen. I don't know if you can open and show you that. Okay, good. So these are scholars' publications that are going to be uploaded. This particular scholar is going to be uploaded to the repository. So let's just quickly go back to the website itself. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up the first one, advertising the first publication on that list. So I just pick up one of the words in that list. It's one of the words advertising, another one is semantics and other things. Just pick up one word that will help me find it. Then I open the CV of that scholar. Let me see if I can access that here. Okay, I open the CV of the person, and I enter the what I want to find, that person's publications. I enter the person's publication, and let's say I want to find something, okay, advertising, and so I now check in the CV based on what I was looking for to find that particular publication. Good. So I found in the CV, so I'm going to copy the whole of that entry in the scholar CV. Copy the whole entry, the scholar name, the name of the article, the publisher, and everything as it's listed. I just copy the whole thing out. Then I'll come over to the repository. On the repository, first of all, you have to log in. Just go to login first. Then now the username and the password will be given to you. So just click on login. And when you do, it's best you allow your system to save it, because if you delay, the system will time you out. If you just delay for some time, you just time it out. You have to log in again. So what you need to do first is when you have add dataset. On this repository, publications that are entered are called datasets. So you now click on add dataset. Add dataset. Okay. While that loads up, you can see the fields that are given: title, URL, description, tax, license, organization. Not everything is necessary, but some are very, very necessary. So you're now going to paste here first what you copied from the CV. Paste everything there, so that from here you can then begin to distribute them to where they belong. So the first thing you pick out here is the title of the publication. So from here, this is a book chapter. Now, you know a book chapter by, there are 3 things that will help you to know a book chapter. Number 1, after the name of the article itself, the name of the publication, you will see a full stop, or you see a comma, then you see in. This in is a keyword. After in, you see somebody's name, then you see eds, meaning editors. So you see the person in Olatunji, eds, meaning editor. Then this is the name of the book itself, where this chapter is located. This is the name of the book, where this chapter is located. This is the number of pages, the page range from 36 to 50. Then this is where you have the publisher. This is the publisher. So we are going to pick them one after the other, and I lost them to where they are supposed to be. First thing you pick is the title of the publication. So I just cut it, and I paste it where you have title. I also paste it where you have tags. I'm going to break it down in where you have tags. Tags are more like keywords. So you don't paste words, then you don't paste a phrase or a paragraph there. You paste some keywords in what you have chosen. So in this case, we can use advertising as a key, as a word, as a tag. You can use semantics as a tag, just separate with comma. Remove the and. It's not supposed to be there. Then now separate strategic, put comma. Brand, you can just decide to separate. You can keep brand management together or separate it. So keep it together. Brand management can also serve as a keyword. Next thing you do, open Notepad or any text processing device that will allow you to replace some things. Open Notepad I'm going to open something like that on my system. I'm using Linux, so in my own case, I just open a text editor. Let's see if I can share my screen. I'm unable to share this screen. I'm unable to share my screen where I'm going to access the text editor. But this is what I want you to do. When you open the text document, paste the title that you copied. Paste the title you copied. Make everything to be small letters. You can just use any text editor. If you use Notepad++, it's easier. So make everything to be small letters. So convert the whole thing to lowercase, all lowercase. Ensure that there is no comma inside. Ensure that there is no colon, question sign, or any special character on it. Ensure that there is no capital letter in it. Then replace all the spaces with a dash. When I'm saying replace all the spaces with a dash, so just go to where you have find and replace in your own tool. I don't know what you're going to use. Find and replace. When you have find, just hit space bar on your keyboard. Find space, just hit space bar on your keyboard. Then we have replace with, you now put dash on it. So that will replace all the spaces with a dash. That solves it. You now copy the whole thing and go back to the repository and you paste it. This is what I know you will not see that, but look at this now. I said you make everything, all of this, to become small letters. So everything now is a small letter. Then you make sure that there is no comma. So I remove this comma out. You make sure that there's nothing else in it. Then wherever you had space like this is a space, is a space, is a space, is a space. Replace it with dash, 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 dash. That is the convention for how you are going to be able to identify this data set uniquely on the internet. So next thing you now do is to copy the author name. Copy the author name and locate where you have author. Paste the two of them there. Copy just cause, because it's not going to be there again. Copy the year 2013. Find where you have version and just put it there, 2013. Then in this field you also copy the pages, the number of pages. Copy the page number. Where you have custom field, you just put the pages, type the pages and paste where you have the custom field. Then look at it again. What else is there? The publisher. So copy the publisher. Copy the publisher and paste it where you have maintainer. Paste it where you have maintainer. Then the next thing you now do, you can leave the title here of the work and the editors. You can also leave it there. Then where you have license, you now choose Creative Commons non-commercial any. Then where you have visibility, leave this to be what it is. Where you have visibility, choose public. Then you come down and that is all. That's not all yet, but for this page that's all. So you now click on add data. When you click on add data, it's now going to take you to where you are now going to be able to upload the publication to the repository. So what you do is to click on upload. When you click on upload, the system will now open for you. You now locate where you have saved the work in your system, and now click on the work and upload it. I'm looking for the work in my system, so here is it. So I now double click on this, and now where you have name, specify, call, say PDF. Where you have name, put the PDF. Then you now click on finish. Click on finish. When you click on finish, the next thing you do is to assign the publication to a group. If you don't, you will not be able to distinguish whether it's a journal article, a book chapter, a book, or a conference paper, or any other kind of publication. It will just be there, which is not very, very good for the repository. So what you now need to do is to click on groups. When you click on groups, you now click on, there are several groups here: book chapters, books, conference papers, conference proceedings, journal articles, monograph. So you now click on add group to book chapters. You select book chapters and add group to it, and that is added to the repository now. If you now go to where you have data sets, that thing you just added has become the first item in the repository. So we have just added a book chapter. Now I want to show you how to add a journal article. So first things first is to again go to the scholar's CV and choose the publication you want to add. Let me check Africa and Global Challenges. That is the name of the work, the publication. So I now have to go to the CV to find it. So I now type in, like actually do a search, integrated. So now see if I can find. Okay, so now, no, that is a conference paper. I want to add a journal article before I now add it. Just hold on, let me choose a journal article. Editorial content. Editorial content. Okay, so I'm going to copy the whole thing as it is on the CV, from the scholar's name to where you have the number of pages or the volume or something. Just copy the whole thing. Copy it. Then you now locate the repository. Click on add dataset. Add dataset. Good. So you now paste what you copied from the CV, where you have description. You paste it there. From the scholar's name to where that particular publication ends. In that way, you copy it out. Next thing you need to do is to copy the title of the work. Alright? Copy the title. Paste it where you have title. Still with the same thing you copied on the clipboard. You paste it where you have tab. Then open Notepad on your system and ensure that everything is in small letters. Change case, make everything to be in lowercase. Then also replace where you have spaces with a dash. Just a hit. One hit on the keyboard is enough, on the space bar is enough. So you now replace all. You copy it, and paste it where you have URL. So look at that again. If you see, this is all the title, everything in this title. If it's too long, the system will complain. So you reduce it a little bit. It won't spoil anything. If it's too long, the system will complain that the URL is too long. It shouldn't be more than 100 characters, so you reduce it a little bit. So you can see we just replace the spaces with dash. Everything in the spaces replaced with dash. Dash. I repeat, no colon is permitted, no question sign is permitted, no comma is permitted, no capital letter is permitted in that way you have that URL. So you have to convert everything to small letters like that. When you have the tags, just remove some things, add some words. Analysis, editorial content, then we can then call it Nigerian national newspapers. Okay, so you can just either you leave the whole thing to be like that, or you break it down as the spirit leads you. Okay, so you now copy the author and the year. You can just do like that, or we do like I showed you before. Copy and paste the author name here, then paste the year up there. I copy the two because they are almost at the same. They are the same place, so it can be easy. I don't have to run up there to go and pick again. Next, you copy you've already copied this, so remove it from here. This is the journal name. So this first number you see here is the volume. For every journal article, you will see it specified. Some people will clearly say volume and they call it volume. Some will say volume and issue. But in this case, the person just grabbed one and in bracket they put 2. That means the one outside the bracket is the volume, the one inside the bracket is the issue. Then when you have a range like this, that means then the page range, it is from page 73 to page 100. That's the page range. So take note of that. So you now copy the journal title, scroll down to where you have maintainer, put it there. Then leave the journal title there. There are two things that should be in that way you have the description where you're working with journals. If you have access to the soft copy of the person's publication, you post the abstract there. But when you don't have, post the title of the publication in that field. So next thing you need to do now is to cut all of these ones out. Should be there again. Take it down. We have custom field. The first field you choose is the volume. Next field is the issue. Next field is the pages. So you now post. Sorry, what have I done? Okay, copy it again. I paste here. Then I paste here. Then I paste 73 to 103. Alright. So with that, I have been able to add. Then don't forget to change the license to Creative Commons non-commercial. Visibility, keep it at public. Then I think we are done with this page. So just click on add data. When you click on add data, the next field that shows up is where you are now going to upload the actual publication. So you now click on upload. The system will open. Locate the publication where it is. Just locate the publication where it is stored up in your system and click on it. So where you have name, you put the PDF. Click on finish. After you click on finish, don't forget to assign that work to where it is supposed to be. Whether it's a book chapter, a journal article, so click on where you have groups. Click on where you have groups. Then select conference paper, journal article. You can see it in that list. Journal article. So you click on it. click on add to group. When you do, you will see that you are done with that particular one. The last thing we are going to add now is a conference paper. So if you click on dataset now, you will see that that one you just added, no sorry, datasets. That one you just added is now the first thing on top of the list. And you can see, so why we always suggest you add the journal name where you have the field is because it will show up in this first field. So it makes what we are doing to have some level of credibility. People know that this we have given credit to the fact that this article came from this journal. You have given credit to the fact this work came from that chapter. It came from here. It came from there. It came from here. It came from there. So that people can, not think that they are trying to take their glory from them. So we still are we still give credit to who the credit belongs. So next thing you need to find out is you need to add is the conference paper. Remember, the first thing you do is to locate the publication you want to work with in the CV. So first of all, you look at the list of the publications you have and see the next one that is there and pick a word or a title or something inside the name. So in this my own, I can see Africa and global challenges, the need for integrated development communication. I can decide to pick global. I can pick integrated. I can pick challenges. Then I'll go over to the CV. I now find, let's say, global. Global. It brought out too many things. So I now reduce it to what you have to challenges. Now that hits it directly. When I choose challenges, there was no other thing in the CV that worked with challenges. So what I now need to copy everything. I copied everything from the author name to the last full stop in that particular publication. I copied. First things first is to add dataset. So click on add dataset. When you do, you now paste everything you copied in the description field. Paste everything you copied in the description field. Oh. This is a book chapter. 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 I think I already showed you something on the book chapter. I don't want to repeat myself in that particular aspect. But don't forget, when you are if what you're adding is a conference paper, all you now need to do is, after you have added the author name and every other, the conference where the work was done and other features, what you now need to do is just select and ensure that it's added to the group field. Ensure that it's added to the group field. Once it's added to the group field, you are good to go. So you just select all, enter the title, the URL as you've been showed, the description, the tag, the license, the visibility, public, the author names, the maintainer being the name of the conference or something. Then if you have custom field in it, like the date of, or the date, or anything that can be a custom field, you choose. Click on add data and upload the conference paper. Then you now click on where you have add group, add to group, so they can assign it to the conference paper group. So with that, you have just added a data set, a conference paper data set, to this repository, ckan repository. This is a ckan repository. So with this, I have showed you how to add a journal article. I've showed you how to add a book chapter, and I was about to show you how to add a conference paper, but I have not really located one readily. But I have told you how to do it. Follow the steps that you've been given the journal article, book chapter steps, and you're good to go with the conference paper too. If you have any questions, I'm open to treat it on the go. All right. Thank you.